often we'll see all the players involved go to the dressing room. All right, if you like college basketball, tune to Prime Sports Network this weekend. Sunday, it's Auburn at Georgia Tech, live at 11 a.m. Florida at Alabama, live at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Colorado State at BYU, live at 3 o'clock. Then delayed coverage of Kansas State at Iowa State at 8:30 on Sunday. Then it's Duquesne versus, let me get that straight. On Sunday, it'll be Duquesne versus Temple, live at 11:30 a.m. Penn State versus Rhode Island, live at 5 o'clock. I'll tell you what, you're going to be basketball Jones after this thing is over. A feast, a veritable feast of college basketball this weekend on Prime Sports Network. And I hope that was clear enough for you. If you like basketball, just tune your channel to your local cable Prime Sports Network, and you are going to see a lot of college basketball. Jimmy, we got these penalties straightened out?
Well, they're working on it. Let's give you the goal. Jansen's the goal from Wielden and Miller at 18:08 to cut the lead to 2-1. And for Mark Jansen's, that's his 17th goal of the season, and also his, let's check that, his fourth goal in 3 games since returning from that head injury.
I think, as I might have just heard there at the end, I think Gagne may have gotten 5 minutes for fighting. I'm not sure. I heard a fighting penalty, and I thought he's a Denver penalty.
Well, he did get 5 minutes for fighting. LaForge got 2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct, and Corrales 2 minutes for instigating.
Sure.
And 5 minutes for fighting plus a game misconduct.
Okay, so Corrales can go pack the bags and get ready to go back to Indianapolis.
Yeah,
he's out of here for the night. But the bottom line is, if you look at the scoreboard out there, Jimmy, is the Rangers will, because the fighting penalties cancel each other out, so
right.
the Rangers will take advantage of those 2 minors, and they're going to have a 2-man advantage for the remainder of this period.
And serving Corrales' penalty will be Hertzeg, I believe. So it's a 5-on-3 for the Rangers. Laviolette tried to get the pass to Wielden, broken up in there. And now Laviolette with a shot saved by Dadswell. And forced out of the zone by Houck.
I don't think there's a player in the league that takes more of a physical beating than Simon Wielden. He sacrifices himself every game at least once or twice. He really gets nailed.
Here's Miller. He dumps it in behind the net. Dadswell is out. Almost has it stolen away by Janssens. Here's Janssens now with Broughton. Janssens tries to center to Wielden, and he couldn't get a stick on it. Laviolette with the puck. A 5-on-3 for the Rangers for the next 1:08. There's the shot by Miller, and the rebound comes out where Wielden had a chance to jam it in, but Dadswell flopped on it to make the save.
All right, we're going to take another look at that when I tell you the Rangers now just being careful. Look at Paul Broughton get dumped in front of the net. Here's Kevin Miller back at the point. He lets it go. The save by Dadswell, and he covers up the rebound as Simon Wielden was right there. But the Rangers still have the 2-man advantage with 1:05 remaining in the penalty. 57 seconds left in the first period. The Rangers trailing Indianapolis 2-1, but a great opportunity right now with a 2-man advantage for the Rangers to tie this one up and start a new hockey game in the second period.
Wielden will take the face-off against Handy, and it's controlled by the Rangers, but it goes over the stick of Jason Moore and out to center ice. Moore and Shudra out along with Wielden. Here's Miller. Back to Wielden. He scores!
What a play by Miller. What a play by Kevin Miller. As this one, as we said, is brand new. And watch as this one develops. Watch how the Rangers just are careful. Here's Paul Broughton. He sends it to Miller. Now watch Miller pull the defenseman out, and a blind pass. Not really blind. I mean, he wasn't looking, but he knew where Wielden was, and Wielden with the move on Dadswell, and this one is all tied up. The Rangers with a power play goal, and they still have that because they have the 2-man advantage. That only eliminates one of the penalties. So the Rangers, for the remainder of this period, still have a 1-man advantage.
Wielden, his 45th of the season from Miller and Broughton at 1950. And as you mentioned, we are tied at 2 here at the Coliseum. Rangers still with the power play. 34 seconds remaining. Miller wheels. Now we'll look for some help to Shudra. Takes the shot, tipped in front by Janssens, but Dadswell forces it wide. Kept in across the way by Jason Moore. Moore takes the shot, now takes a soft effort. Dadswell with the save. Sazowski trying to get control behind the net, getting some help from Miller. Or take that back from Moore. And now a whistle. As, the penalty, the period is over. I'll get it right. The period is over as the whistle sounds, and we are tied at 2. It's been an interesting and wild first period here at the Denver Coliseum.
As I mentioned, Jim, the Rangers don't mind playing from behind, and they have come back with a power play goal. It's 2 power play goals to tie this one up, and it is all tied at 2 apiece as we break between the first and second period.
Going to draw the whistle here with 5 seconds left to go. We'll have
bullet in Indianapolis comes the other way. Sapersia takes the long slapper, and Brower with the easy save sends it to the sideboard. It's out, and trying to chase it down now is Rob Grant. But Indianapolis brings it the other way as Doyle sends it ahead. Here's Barkovich into the zone. Around Laviolette, he tries to sweep the backhander, but it goes off the side of the net. Now Barkovich sends it across the crease, and it comes to Graham. Graham takes it into the zone with Loddick. Around the defense. Nice feed by Graham, but it's poked away by the goaltender. Dadwell back to Graham. Right in front is Loddick. He can't get the shot off. I don't know whether he found on him. We couldn't see it from our angle as Sapersia dumps it into the Ranger zone. Set back the other way and kicked around the blue line. Here's Janssens bringing it in. He'll take the long shot. That goes up over the top. Janssens tries to get the rebound, but he's hauled down, and it's sent around and out by McPherson. Here's Laxo. Bob Laxo in across the line. Tries to leave it for Houck, but it's broken up there by McRae. McRae sends it around. That's Handy. The pass taken by Brochu. There's a quick, hard shot, and a goal. Oh, my, that was quick by Handy. I didn't even see it go in.
Well, you give Ron Handy the slot, and he put it over the shoulder, over the left shoulder of Scott Brower. As you see, the Rangers give it up right here, and watch Handy just circle into the slot area, and he lets go with a shot that beats Brower up over the left shoulder, and now all of a sudden the Indianapolis Ice take a 3-2 lead.
Handy with his 30th goal of the season. And there you see the quick shot. It did not take him any time to let that one go.
Handy's a veteran. He's played in this league a long time. And he is going to score his share of goals and has been the man this year so far for the Indianapolis Ice.
So Handy, his 30th goal of the season, at 153 to give the Ice another 3-2 lead, a 1-goal lead for Indianapolis. McRae in across the line, has it poked off his stick by Howe, and now back out to center ice. Broughton with it to McRae, poked off his stick again. Stevens sends it into the Denver zone. Shudra will run it down behind, and now will try to come up out ice. He's checked by Stevens. Puck all the way down in. Icing will be waved off. Nope, it won't be. As McPherson touches the puck, I thought they were going to wave it off, but not so. And the face-off will come all the way down in front of Scott Brower to Brower's glove side.
I want to remind everybody, explosive New York Rangers hockey in store on Madison Square Garden Network Sunday following MSG Sports Desk game night at 7 o'clock. The Rangers take on the Bruins at Madison Square Garden. That's game night, New York Rangers hockey Sunday following MSG Sports Desk at 7 o'clock on the Madison Square Garden Network.
By the way, Handy's goal so far unassisted. There's a quick shot by Stevens. Save goes wide. Brower is down as there was a pileup, but no one could get to the puck. Kept in now by Stevens. Nice move and a quick shot by Lemieux. Saved by Brower. What a nice one by Scott Brower. Here's Miller in across the line. Tries to send it across to Garland. No one there. Laviolette's shot is...
Watch Garland right here.
Look out.
Well, let's keep it right here for a moment. As we watch Gary Garland making a move at somebody out there. There was going to be a penalty called as Derek Martin was calling a penalty, and I don't know who it was against.
Garland and Hutton were tied up.
Yeah, there's Hutton and Garland, but then it was McPherson and Garland, And Garland ought to just settle down right now and see what the problem is. Down at the other end, just moments before that penalty, it was Alain Lemieux all alone in front of the net. Watch the play right here as Lemieux trying to move, and I'm not sure if that might have hit the post, Jim. Let's take a look at it. No, a stick save by Browers. He got that big stick right in front of Lemieux. A great save by Browers. The Rangers had a lapse inside their own zone as Gary Garland goes to the penalty box for high sticking. And that will give the Indianapolis Ice a power play advantage. We had a number of power plays. Some of them, 3 of them so far tonight, have been converted by one team or another.
So Garland with the high sticking call at 3:18 of the second period.
2 power play goals for the Rangers. The second Indianapolis goal was a power play goal. So we'll see now with the Ice leading at 3-2, 16:42 remaining to play here in the second period. And the Rangers down a man for the next 2 minutes.
Lemieux wins the faceoff with Janssens, and now the Ice will regroup. Doyle to Lemieux. Ahead to Barkovich. Barkovich dumps it in. Brower stops it behind the net. Now he'll send it the other way. Barkovich trying to corral it. Now he's hammered by Gagne. And then it's poked out of the zone by Shudra. All the way down. A minute 33 left on the penalty. Here's Blessing into the zone. Dumps it to the end boards, and Brower sends it all the way around. Kept in across the way by Doyle. Now Shudra tries to poke it out. Can't. Here's Doyle with a shot, and the rebound comes all the way out to Blessman. Doyle's shot is deflected by Janssens into the corner. Barkovich was there, tried to center it, but it's broken up, and now Mark Janssen sends it all the way and right down on the goalie Dadswell. Here's Saperja. Dumps it ahead. Try to hit Laxo. Now Broughton, one-on-one. He'll take the shot, but it goes up over the top. 46 seconds left on the penalty. As the Ice really have not had much of an opportunity so far. Here's Lemieux. Brings it into the zone. Now dumps it, leaves it for Laxo. Laxo trying to center it as he tried to get it ahead to Houck. Doyle can't keep it in, and now the Ice will have to regroup with 20 seconds left on the penalty. Doyle to Laxo. Laxo trying to go around Laviolette. Good job by Peter Laviolette. Holding off Laxo. He has to spin, tries to get it to Houck. Handy behind the net. Comes out to Saperja. 5 seconds left on the penalty. Handy behind the net. Right on Brower. He pokes it away. The rebound came right back to him. He poked it to the end boards, and the penalty is over as Garland comes flying out of the penalty box. Saperja with the shot, and a good save by Brower as Houck was closing on the rebound.
I'll tell you, Brent Saperja with a shot, the real significant opportunity. He has a rocket. As Brent Saperja, leading goal scorer on this team, lets one go. But Brower played the angle perfectly and was able to control the rebound. Probably as important as the save was the fact that he was able to control that rebound. Watch how dead his pads are. Here's the shot, and the rebound drops right in front of him. He's able to jump on top of it. Boy, that rebound scoots out in front. You see the Rangers, or rather the Ice players, right there to jump on top of it.
That's one of the things that many scouts really will look for in a goaltender. A lot of times, one goaltender may not be as athletic as another, but if he has the ability to not give up long rebounds, that's a real plus.
Well, you know, I'll tell you what, if you're a goaltender on this team, you're going to have a lot of good coaching between Doug Sotart, Ron Scott, and everybody involved in goaltending. And I don't know how much they work on the goaltending, but the goaltending has been pretty good.
Houck now gets it to Laxo. To McPherson. He'll take a long shot. Saved by Brower. Right to Laxo. Look out. Saved by Brower again. Handy in front. He can't control it. Now he does. Gets it to Houck. Shot just goes wide. And now the Rangers just really scrambling as Wheeldon comes out of there. He's got a 2-on-1 if he hurries. Wheeldon and Miller to Miller. And a great save by Dadswell. What a save by Dadswell as now the Ice clear it out. Oh, stolen away by Handy. Look out. He comes the other way. Gets around Brochu. Great save by Scott. Good Lord.
This is like a shootout, Jim.
We have had some breakaways here in the last 30 seconds. Now dumped ahead for Hutton. Hutton and Brochu battle for it, and Brochu comes out of there with it, but it comes right to the ice. Stolen away by Miller, and he'll dump it down into the ice zone. Jansen's with a nice steal from Blessman. Ladish keeps it in, but it's stolen away by Blessman. He tries to hit Lemieux at the red line. Now Lemieux controls, gets it to Hutton. Hutton leaves it for Stevens, but it's poked away by Ladish. Here's Hutton, spins in the zone to Stevens. Stevens trying to get it to Lemieux. He got a stick on it, but couldn't punch it on net. Jansen will bring it back for the Rangers. Mark Jansen's into the zone, leaves it for Ladish. He has it poked off his stick by Stevens. There's a shot by Ladish. Jansen was there for the rebound but couldn't control it. Behind the net to McRae, to Jansen, to Ladish in front. Jim Ladish takes the shot, it trickles wide. And now the ice will clear it as Stevens gets it to the center zone. Jason Moore will control it, brings it back to McRae. McRae in the zone, looking for some help. Fans on a pass there. He's really being pressured across the way by Doyle, but he keeps control of it. Right in front to Chizowski. Backhander, a soft one. Right on Dadswell, he makes the save.
Well, I tell you, it has been up and down with the score. Indianapolis 3, the Rangers 2. Let's take this time out on the Prime Sports Network.
My mother, she drinks a lot, and it got me addicted.
Drinking had taken me so far down I had to get out of my house.
It made me do things that I never thought I'd do.
If I take one drink, I'm going to take another and another because I can't control myself, and I'll die.
Hey, yo, alcohol is a drug, and you can get hooked on it. And the younger you start, the more damage you can do. Word.
I'm cool in my way, not by drinking.
Now I can see going to college.
Say no and say yes to your life.
Wheeldon will take the face-off against Barkovich for the Indianapolis Ice as the Ice lead at 3-2, 12-11 to go here in the second period.
I tell you what, this one is flying by. They just went about 4.5 minutes, I think, without a whistle. Chances at both ends. Kevin Miller, a shot that great save by Dadswell. Handy the other way. Brower with the save. This is unbelievable. Up and down. Hope you're enjoying this one.
Well, we thought it might be a pretty good one. Indianapolis certainly with some good incentive to try to play well tonight, as they have really been handled by the Rangers most of the season. Horacek dumps it in, bumps with Shudra along the far boards. Here's Larac. Works it ahead as the Rangers come up with it. Wheeldon has it taken away from him. And now McPherson will corral it for Indianapolis. Horacek can't control it, but Saperja will. Saperja skates it in. Goes around Larac, but he's forced off of it there by Broughton. It's forced towards the net. Saperja almost recovers. Here's Barkovich with Shooter. Now Saperja trying to stick handle out in front. Tried to center it. It's poked away, and now a whistle.
Paul Broughton's going to get it for pulling down Saperja. Saperja just with a lot of hard work. Broughton trying to check him and got tied up with Saperja. Saperja, the man with the puck. And Broughton pulled him down. And so Broughton is going to get the holding penalty as Derek Martin makes the signal. And Broughton skates slowly to the penalty box. And again, now the Indianapolis Ice will have a power play opportunity. Broughton 2 minutes for holding.
That's his second holding penalty already for Broughton tonight, coming at 8:39 of the second period.
So every Tuesday night, you get the opportunity to voice your opinion as we bring you Prime Sports Line, a live call-in sports talk show focusing on regional and national sports issues. Join Drew Goodman nights at 6 o'clock. That's Tuesday nights at 6 o'clock for Prime Sports Line on Prime Sports Network.
And we've got another face-off coming as the puck is frozen along the corner boards. Laviolette down on the puck.
I'll tell you, these teams have played, 3 games in 4 nights. And this, for Indianapolis, the pace of this game at this altitude has really got to be telling. I mean, at any altitude, 3 games in 4 nights is going to be tough.
But playing a mile high makes it a little different. If you happen to see Akeem Olajuwon the other night.
He was brutal, wasn't he?
Sucking on that oxygen bottle. Here's Handy on the power play with Blessman. And now Blessman can't keep it in, but he will control it. Back to Doyle. Blessman and Doyle playing cat and mouse with Janssens. 1:30 left on the penalty. Doyle dumps it in. Laviolette will hammer it around the boards, and it gets past Doyle and out. So the Rangers doing a good job so far of killing this one off. Dumped in again by Blessman. Handy tried to work it ahead, but Moore was there, and it pops over the glass, and we'll have a face-off.
3-2, the Indianapolis Ice leading the Denver Rangers just about midway through this hockey game on a snowy night in Denver. We're glad you joined us on Prime Sport Network. If you didn't want to venture out into the elements this evening, we also want to welcome all of our friends in Indianapolis watching this game, pulling it in on the satellite, and of course the Madison Square Garden Network in the Big Apple. And I notice you dressed up very nicely tonight because you're going to be on television in New York. Jim, you're looking good.
Is that why I got dressed up?
For a change.
I knew that was coming. Saperja with the puck. 1:10 left on the penalty. It's hammered into the zone by Doyle. Keeping it in is Horacek. Horacek with the puck now. Gets it to Barkovich. Stolen away there by Shudra. Back to Barkovich. He centers it. Poked out of there by Gagne. And now Miller will send it all the way down. 50 seconds left on the penalty. Paul Broughton off for holding. Lemieux tries to wind up. Stolen away nicely from him by Miller. Shot over the top of the net. Good steal by Miller, but he couldn't convert it into a solid shot on goal. Here's Wheeldon. He almost steals it away as the Rangers look like they have the power play at the moment.
Well, you've got your puck control guys out there with Simon Wheeldon and Kevin Miller. And the Rangers are doing a great job of killing this one off as Ron Shudra dumps it down the ice.
16 seconds left in the penalty to Broughton. Now Lemieux gets it ahead to Hutton as the Ice have one more good opportunity. Hutton fans on the shot. Laviolette there to bother him. Wheeldon wheels out of his own end, and he's pulled down from behind, and Barkovich will get the penalty. He doesn't like it, but I don't know how else he would call it.
Lodish. Watch this. Watch Lodish going after Barkovich.
Oh.
He knocks it down. Barkovich wants no part of him, and now Pressman runs in and gets involved. Lodish had one thing on his mind, as now look at them all jumping into the corner as LaForge goes in and jumps on Lodish from behind.
Wheeldon is up off the ice now, and he wants some of Barkovich, as Wheeldon was down at the red line for most of this.
You know, we've got Laviolette to the right of your screen involved. I don't know if that's going to develop into anything. Jason Moore talking to somebody. Everybody involved with somebody. It looks like a Prime Sports Network company picnic out there.
Pick a partner. It's dance time, and now everybody will separate as...
Well, Lodish, I think, will also get this was going to be a penalty against Indianapolis.
And no question about it, but Barkovich...
LaForge is going off the ice, and he may be gone for the game. I'm not sure, but it's been a wild one here tonight with 9:22 remaining to play here in the second period. Indianapolis leading the Denver Rangers 3-2 here on the Prime Sports Network. We'll be back.
It's never too late to make it better.
Jordache Basics.
Not a choice. Choose your own way. Jordache Basics ain't your mama's blue jeans. These jeans make you feel cool. Jordache Basics, very blue jeans.
Hey, if you like college basketball, tune to Prime Sports Network this weekend. Saturday, it's Auburn at Georgia Tech live at 11 a.m. Florida at Alabama live at 1 o'clock. Colorado State at Brigham Young live at 3 o'clock. Then delayed coverage of Kansas State and Iowa State at 8:30. Then on Sunday, it's Duquesne versus Temple live at 11:30 a.m. Penn State against Rhode Island live at 5 o'clock in the evening. A feast, a veritable feast of college basketball this weekend here on the Prime Sports Network.
Let's take a look at how this all got started. There's no question it's a hook that Barkovich puts on Simon Wheeldon.
Well, it'll come back the other way as you see Wheeldon moving out, and watch Barkovich get the stick right under the right arm about the elbow area and pulls him down. Now, I don't know what started the thing with Lodish. He just didn't like the way Barkovich got the stick up on him. There you see LaForge coming in on Lodish, and LaForge has gone to the dressing room, and I don't know if we've sorted this all out yet or what.
Well, I tell you what they're doing right there. Everybody's getting their dance cards filled right there, and then the way this all shakes down is Barkovich is off for 2 minutes for hooking. Then LaForge with a game misconduct because he came off the bench to get involved in that. So he is gone. So now that makes both LaForge and Corrales are both out of here for the night for Indianapolis. So they're getting down in numbers. And then going off for 2 minutes for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct is Jim Loddish for the Denver Rangers. So that's how all of that shakes down at 10:38 of the second period.
When this whole thing started with Barkovich pulling down Wielden, the Rangers were going to, as soon as Broughton gets out of the penalty box, have the power play. But instead, everything cancels itself out. And we're going to have, in 1 second, Paul Broughton back on the ice, and we'll have a 5-on-5 situation. There you see the score, 3-2. Indianapolis leading Denver. Indy getting a goal here in the second period from Ron Handy to give the Ice a 3-2 lead.
Well, it has been a wild one. We've already got 2 player ejections with game misconducts for Indianapolis, and we've had a couple of 10-minute misconducts, and it has been an interesting night fisticuff-wise.
Fisticuff-wise.
Fisticuff-wise. I know, I made it up.
Good one. I like it.
Broughton keeps it in, tries to find Wielden, and it's poked around. Wielden tries to send it back to the line to Brochu. Brochu and Laxo battle, and finally Laxo dumps it out. Here's Paul Broughton. Broughton to Miller. Oh, he just missed on the pass. It was a tough one to make. He had to flip it up in the air and couldn't quite connect with Kevin Miller. Bob Laxo tries to dump it in, but Stefan Brochu is there. Here's Houck to Johansson. Handy, and now a whistle and a 2-line pass.
All right, teams are back at equal full and equal strength right now with 8 minutes and 32 seconds remaining to play here in the second period. As we schedule it right now, depending, unless he gets thrown out of the game, we've got a live interview with Reggie Thomas, the interim head coach of the Indianapolis Ice, coming up for you, along with highlights between the second and third period. I noticed Don Hertzig, former Denver Ranger, who started this game, is standing down in the corner. He is in his street clothes, so I don't know if he was injured, but going to take a number of players Indianapolis has left. They're not too many.
And they're really down in numbers now with those 2 players being tossed out with game misconducts. Here's Jansen. Banks it off the end boards to Gagne. Gagne tries to center to McRae, but Lemieux breaks that up. Ahead to Saperja. Saperja with Horachek. Saperja will take the shot, a save by Brouwer, and he'll cover to force the faceoff.
Saperja has a National Hockey League shot.
Oh, does he?
He can really rifle it. Indianapolis now down to 14 players. You're allowed 18. The Rangers started tonight with 17 because of a couple of suspensions. I'll tell you what, when you're on the road, 3 games in 4 nights for Indianapolis playing in the Mile High City, and you are only halfway through this hockey game, a little over halfway through, and you're down to 14 players, and of that only 12 are skaters. You have the 2 goaltenders. I'll tell you what, the time could be in favor of the Rangers here.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to take a few more shifts than you would normally, and there's a hard shot from Doyle near the blue line. Back to Doyle. He sends it toward the net. Brouwer gets the blocker on it. And Horachek is hammered in the corner by Larocque, but he comes out of there with it. Stolen away from him by Janssens, who gets it ahead to Gagne. To McRae. McRae into the zone. Holds on. Tries to feed Laviolette, who is pitching in. Peter keeps it in momentarily, but now Doyle comes out of the Indianapolis zone with it. Doyle looking, and he finally just dumps it to the end boards. McRae circles. Ahead to Janssens. He'll dump it in, and the Rangers will change up. Ooh, heavy hit along the end boards by Rob Graham. Here comes Johansson. Johansson trying to hit Handy, but can't. Handy chases it down in the corner. Hutton with it, but it's stolen away by the Rangers, and Rob Graham just pushes it into the Indianapolis zone. McPherson. Ooh, that came out in front. Look out. Hard shot by Chizowski as the Ice mishandled it. Shudra now with a shot. That won't get to the goaltender as it's knocked down. Chizowski in the corner. Centering pass to Miller, has it stolen away. Miller steals it. The backhander by Miller. No, he centered it. Chizowski was being pulled down. Chizowski may have hurt himself. Nope, he's back